have been like all week, so that's okay.
That's fantastic.
So what brought you to Lisa's event?
I've been following Lisa Sasevich for about 3 years, gently listening in, toe dipping, and frankly, I am very discerning and judgmental about people who say that they're the shit. And having spent 20 years in education and being somebody who publicly speaks a lot, and having been a performer since 2nd grade,
yeah,
I pay attention to when people wow me, and Lisa has poise beyond anyone else I've ever seen in the space. Even though she doesn't make as much money as some of the other people do, she makes a lot of money, sure, but she's even better than some of those people who, quote, win at the game of making more money. Because for me, what made me finally jump in was, first she said, really, this is going to be my last. I need to test myself more. I need to take a rest and then find out what's next.
Yeah.
So that impressed me. She's not doing the thing that she did that she became famous for life. She's saying, I need a new challenge. I'm going to on purpose step away. That impressed me. And so I was like, well, I got to get there if this is the last thing, right? I got to see the person that I admire in person before she hands it off to someone else or closes it down and it's not happening anymore, right? So that was the first thing. And the second thing was, I've used this word with you already. She, to me, has massive amounts of integrity.
Yeah.
And when I meet people like that, and it's something that I'm going to admit to struggling with my whole life. So I have this theory that people are either wired to be relational above principles, or are principled first above being relational.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a push-pull and a tension between them, but I always am impressed when I meet somebody who will tell you, go yourself, because their principles are higher than wanting to be your friend. And I'm sort of been, from my personal experiences as a child, much more relational. I'm willing to, and have been willing up till now, to forgo the idea that I have values and principles that are unassailable so that I can be relational with you.
Yeah.
So that to me is the reason why I came to Lisa, because I want to be proximal to that. I want to learn that. I want to infuse more of that in my life, because I feel like to be a coach, to position yourself, to really be able to help people, you cannot do it without a firm set of values that says, this is who I am. These are my rules. If you don't like them, we'd love you to go somewhere else.
Bless and release.
Right. And so what impressed me about you already is, somebody shows up where they want to interact with you in the car, and you gently and lovingly said to them, I don't have many rules, but that's the rule I have. I will not interact with you in the car. I love you. And
yes.
So that's why I love you also.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that's just, so my big thing in cars, is how I got into social media. And yeah, I told you about my neck. I mean, that was from a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
I was stopped. And it wasn't even distracted driving. It was just a punk who decided to floor it to beat a red light and aquaplaned and hit me.
Jesus.
So I am the most, you will never, ever find me doing anything crazy in a car. And when somebody's on a Facebook Live wanting to have a hot seat, it's like, you're fucking joking me.
Yeah. And I saw that pass in your eyes, are you fucking kidding me? But then you paused. Like, I'm always impressed by people who can take a breath before they respond rather than react. So I love you.
Oh, well, thanks, man. I'd forgotten all about that, but yeah. I can remember the lady's face. I can't actually remember who it was, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I know who it was. And I know who it is. It's emblazoned in there.
No, that's, yeah, no. I have two good friends, both of which have major concussion brain injuries right now, mm-hmm. because of car accidents where people were hit by distracted drivers. Mm-hmm. One guy had actually got out of his car, had opened the door, got out, and the lady hit him as he was getting out of the car, mm-hmm. and she was texting. And another lady very, very similar story. And they are both probably lifetime concussion sufferers at this point. Both because of distracted driving. And it's like, that's like the dumbass thing you can do.
I agree.
I mean, I listen to a lot of audio books when I drive, and I find that no trouble. I'm very comfortable with taking phone calls and talking if it's not strategy, but general stuff. When I drive, I'm very cognizant of that, but no, not when it comes to visual or deep strategy. But what I love, my deep strategy calls now, I turned 54 last week. And the last 2 years, I have not done the best job at looking after myself. I put my clients first, and I've been very challenged because of mortality, I guess, with my parents already both gone. My dad was overweight, my mom was overweight, and I was starting to go that route, and I never have in my life. And this last year, it's like, dude, you're like 20 pounds heavier than you were 2 years ago. And you can just see when you get to that point, you say, oh, this doesn't matter. And then suddenly it's 50 pounds, right? No, that is not happening. So now I make myself do at least an hour of walking a day.
Beautiful.
And I bring my earbuds and I use that hour to either listen to a podcast or an audiobook or do a client call. Obviously, I can't make notes, but I call them on Zoom and I record the Zoom call to the cloud. And now it's like I'm down, 17 pounds. I feel much better for it. And I'm enjoying the energy of working out. Whereas before, I was like, God, I have to work out. I ain't got time for that. Okay, next client.
Well, I got your request, and what I'm going to send you is absolutely going to help you with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just sent it.
That inner game. What I'm going to send you, and I am, it's a product that I haven't created yet, but it's created in here.
Love it. You may have seen, I've talked about a little bit about a video series that I just played with called The Shaving Chronicles.
Yeah.
Just something I just came up with about 3 years ago, and I haven't really done anything about it. And then on my birthday, the amount of people who said, don't give up on that. We really like those. That is genius. Like, oh. So this week, it was an idea up here, if you like. I bought the URLs. We started. I'll show you. Nobody's seen this yet. We just played with this in the graphic.
So the Shaving Chronicles, you bought URLs for them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
So now, come on. So we're just playing with some graphics yesterday.
Cool.
Because these are the products that I use. I mean, I'm not but I really want to get into paid influencing. I'll be very, very upfront about it. But this company from the UK, their stuff is so nice.
Yeah.
I love the Dollar Shave model.
I do too.
So and then we just created, because this is my font that I use. It's called Black Diamond, and it's my font color. And then we just created a little razor.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
So, and we did this in like 20 minutes yesterday. Just at the end of the day, I said to Paige, one of my team, I said, hey, I got an idea. Let's just have some fun to finish off a Friday. And we came up with that in, I don't know, half an hour.
That's very
I just went upstairs, took a photograph, came back down and said, here you go.
Well, I think I've come up with my equivalent, and I took a video this morning of it. I'm calling it RDBS, Random Drive-By Swim. I don't quite know, like I just gave it initials this morning, but basically in Minneapolis.
What did you say?
Swim.
Yeah?
Yeah. So in Minneapolis, it's the state of 10,000 lakes.
Yes.
There are bodies of water everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky enough to live by 3 within walking distance of my house. So every morning, when I go to boxing, I drive by Lake Nokomis twice. And this morning, I was like, I just need a swim. It's a beautiful day. It's gorgeous. I'm finishing. I just parked my car and I turned on my phone. I didn't do live because I haven't taken the plunge, so to speak, with that. But already some of my buttons on my website say take the plunge.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Right. So it sort of fits. And I don't actually like swimming. I love dousing. So I'm not one of these people who like goes in the water and I'm swimming for hours, I like to get in there, feel the rush of what that's like, and then get out.
Mm-hmm.
But typically my wife, Katie, she wants to go swimming every morning. So when I'm done with boxing by 7, she's usually up by then, and we usually go for a swim together in Lake Nokomis. But today, because it's Saturday, boxing's later, and I finished up and I was like, I still want to go swimming. So I took a video of me in the car saying, hey, like, I have my tagline, my tagline is every day is a new adventure. Say yes to leading your life. And then I started to march out of the car, and I noticed the only people in the water were kids. So as I'm noticing that and talking to my phone, I'm saying, isn't it a great example that kids teach us how to be joyful in almost every moment, or at least be honest with our feelings? Like, they're not joyful all the time, but they're honest about their feelings.
Yeah.
Right. And so then I just set my camera down on a barbecue thing. Right. And then like faced it out where people could see me just jump in. So I ran in the water, did some swimming, came out, feels great. And that was the end of the video. So random drive-by swim could happen because there's so many opportunities to actually get in water someplace. And if you get to know me, I'm really edgy. So I've done all things like I've swum in a mountain stream in December in Asheville, North Carolina. I've like walked across fire coals. I've done all that crazy stuff. I've fasted in the desert for 4 days and nights. So like super edgy stuff.
So did you get the gifts at Sassy when I sent everyone to the back room? Were you one of the first 30 or something?
Yeah, I was one of the first about everything. Every single thing, I was usually one of the first. I was the first Sassy that weekend. I was the first. Yeah.
Fantastic. So the little tripod?
Yeah.
I mean, I bought them because they're so compact to carry around. Mm-hmm. But the way that the arms extend, I mean,
yeah,
keep that with you. And then I don't know if you're a tech guy, but I have an Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I did not know until I played with it, and I got this for my birthday for accountability. I have an accountability buddy who every day, her and I have to do 600 points worth of exercise.
Nice.
So we monitor each other. Mm-hmm. But on the camera on this, it links to your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually be just getting in the water and then get your video starting.
Right.
The remote control is not waterproof. Right. I don't know, it's just a thought.
But the Apple Watch is waterproof?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great thought.
And it's a remote control for your phone to start the video.
Cool. Well, I might have to do that.
I put mine onto my cell phone plan.
Mm-hmm.
So this cost me $10 a month.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get some more data for my plan anyway.
Yeah.
And the guy just said, hey, we have an offer right now. It's in Canada, but it'll be different for you. He said, if you sign up for an Apple Watch on a 2-year contract, which is $10 a month, you get an extra 3 gig of data. He said, I can't sell you 3 gig of data for $10.
Right.
So I got a watch anyway.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll have to go check that out because I do have an iPhone, and I haven't had a watch in forever, but it could be cool to do that. I was curious about, and I do have the lightsaber. I call it the lightsaber, and I've used it a few times. It's very cool.
I haven't
made the habit of keeping it with me, but I may have to do that. I was also going to ask you about this product I keep seeing, the Smooth. SMOVE, look it up. It's, I don't know how much it costs, but it's one of those selfie sticks that like keeps everything stable all the time.
Yeah, no, the gimbal. Yeah, I know exactly what it is. Do you know, I bought one of those 3 years ago. I imported it from China.
Yeah.
Because they weren't available mainstream. And I think I spent $400 on it too. And it's sitting in my drawer.
Whoa.
The battery life wasn't great. They've obviously gotten a lot better. I was too ahead of the game. But what I find now is that especially the latest iPhone has such good stability built into the camera anyway when you're walking and talking. Mm-hmm. It's not all over the place anymore. And I just find that with that selfie stick, if I brace it with two hands as I'm walking, that's all I need.
Okay.
I'll
play with it for a while. I mean, I love it.
Even used.
I love the wand. I've used it to actually, so far I've used the wand for when I'm needing to set up something far away and then start it. So I've only, but I think I haven't posted that. I'm trying to master the speed bag, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's been fun. And I've just sent those videos to my brother and my kid because my brother got me into boxing this year. So
Interesting. Insert Eye of the Tiger music, right?
oh yeah, for sure.
Just remember, if you ever do any Facebook Lives and you actually have music in the background, you can broadcast live, but when you go to share it, they'll block you.
Yes.
Because of the copywritten.
Because of the copyright stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, let's get into having a review online of what you look like. So I can give you some tips. So this is your this is a client, right?
That's a client of mine, yeah.
Yeah, I saw your wife on your website. So let's go back one. Okay, so friends on Facebook, thank you for that. I get the adventure thing. I see the water now. It makes even more sense. Every day. So there's your tagline right there. Banish your bullshit. I like it. You know, not for everybody, but it's
definitely me.
Yeah. So you know Lisa Cherney, obviously.
Yeah, I do.
So I just wrote a review for her podcast. I don't know if you've listened to it yet, the GFR stuff.
I haven't.
But it's Get Fucking Real is her brand. And again,
I think Lisa and I are going to be fast friends.
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it. Anyway, I wrote her podcast and I said, Lisa Cherney is to podcasting that wasabi is to sushi.
Yes.
And I said, it's not for everyone. And if you're offended, just move along. Nothing for you here. Don't worry about it. But if you don't mind edgy, then this is for you. Yeah. And okay. So start a new job at, obviously this is what your life event here is coming through. Oh, there's your boxing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice. Okay. So then obviously the first thing I want is a one-click to your business page, which you've got. You got. Is that the same picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's find a different picture, Peter, because even though it's slightly further out, in the timeline, you might get confused as to whether you're on your business page or your personal page.
Okay.
So if you could find a different picture for the business page, or personal, either which. Because when it's down to a thumbnail like here, I mean, I can kind of see it's your face, but I'm losing all the background anyway.
Okay.
And when everybody's seeing in the timeline, let's try and get more of your face, but maybe a different angle and a different color or something. Yeah. Because your colors are on brand. I mean, totally on brand. It's just. And then the other thing I noticed was you got the new Squarespace site. You've got the tag, which is fine. What we should do is create some kind of call to action straight away in this box.
Okay.
So 3 lines about even what you just said about every day is a new day and adventure. Say yes to yourself. If you put that and then just have a click to want to learn more about me, click here and then it goes to the About Peter page on the site. Just use that real estate to help. And then your call to action is learn more, which I'm taking is a link to your website as well, right?
Right.
Yeah, it is. You might
now, where did can I just have you to bring up that window that you just brought up? Was that clicking on?
That's clicking on the Learn More box.
Right, but before that where you said use that real estate.
Oh, yes. So that is, one sec. So that's when I click on the cover image.
Okay.
And because when you upload the cover image, it's effectively a post.
Got it.
So rather than just having that, let's make it a post.
Okay. Because
what happens is when you have text and people hover over it, that text actually comes up in a white box.
Okay.
And then it's just super easy for people to see what to do. And what I often say to people too is have an anchor post you can pin to the top. And you know that little blue push pin for that.
I know I can pin something. What's your suggestion for a great pin?
So it's an anchor post. So it could be a short video. I mean, probably it should be a short video.
Okay.
And maybe it's you at the lake and hey, you know what? It's summertime. I'm in RDBS mode. Random acts of drive-by swimming.
Random drive-by swims.
Okay, random drive-by swims. Okay, RDBS. And just say, maybe not swim, but just by the lake. It's like, life's too short. You got to capture every moment. I'm just about to jump into the lake. Are you capturing every moment? Because if you're not, you and I need to talk. And then just put a link under the video and leave that as a pinned post at the top or something like that.
Nice.
I think people would, because you've only had this page a week, right?
Right.
And look, you know, you've already broke the 100.
Yep.
I would actually do a post with the number 100 on it and acknowledge, say, hey, you know what? In just a week, over 100 people have joined me here in community. I so appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever follow Gary Vaynerchuk.
I've seen him. He's sort of, it's interesting. I know of him, and I think he's got edge like I do and like Lisa does.
He does, yeah. But one of the things he does best is express gratitude. And he often says to people, he said, I need the comments. I need your interaction on this post. Because that's what gives me oxygen. I mean, sure, it helps his Facebook edge rank and everything else, but he's very good at expressing gratitude, which is just awesome. And you have kids too.
I do.
Because I didn't read that on your website. Because, I mean, I have 3 kids, as you probably know.
And so there's the piece around, like I need to, for integrity's sake, I should check in with both my kids to see if they're cool with that first.
Well, I mean, I'm on your business page right now, right?
Right.
So obviously you've already tagged them to their personal Facebook profiles.
Right.
Which I do sometimes, I don't always. But just to give you an idea, I mean, this is my other blog series I'm just starting to work on. But when you go to the About Jonathan page this is my speaker site rather than my agency site. So it's something I'm still working on. So I talk about telling stories, media impact. So this is all very formal. There's nothing too personal in this piece. But when you go a little deeper, let's just see, where was it? I have another piece. I think it's on my, it's on my other, I've left the speaker site just about me.
Yes.
When you come to my About page on this side, what I've tried to do here is just give people an idea of what working with me looks like. You know, a lot of speaking with clients on stages, doing what I do.
Yeah,
so that's like a vignette of my life professionally.
That's cool. And that's linked to what does somebody click to get there?
So this is my agency site, the About, and then About Jonathan.
About Jonathan. Okay.
So my tribe is first. My whole team is first.
Yeah.
And it's me. And again, it's a vignette. But if you watch, there's 2 videos. One is a documentary that was made about me, and the other one is very much about Debbie and I. So you're not seeing my kids. I mean, here I'm married and together we have 3 grown daughters. I don't deliberately put my kids in my website, but I talk about them a lot more on my social media. So, but I didn't even know you had kids, you see. So I would at least have a line in there.
Yeah.
But in my tribe page, so this is the team as we go down. That again, they're not high, but they're part of what we do, and so they are there on my site, but not as engaging as some people might do with their kids. But definitely, I'm actually rebuilding the site this summer. So come the fall, which will be our 15th year of work, we're gonna have a revised site. Anyway, more about you. So I filled in that form. Give us a shout out. I like that. And what was the other thing I noticed? Obviously the home page and the About page is the same.
Right.
So I got the About Peter. I noticed you said partner and not wife.
Yeah, she's not my wife. We're happily unmarried.
Okay, that's totally fine. But I would for sure.
I might stick that in there. Peter Piche and his partner Katie Ebus, happily unmarried, founded Grow License.
Totally fine. This to me is because you're a deep guy. There's a lot about you, and this should be several pictures and 3 paragraphs long.
Several pictures and 3 paragraphs. So that's why I put learn more about Peter, which right now only links to what people are saying, but actually I want to build a page that's hidden, that's not like on the site, that links to a place where you get to see more. My sense is like I want to give people a flying overview without it being like Oh, now this is oppressive. I need to read all this.
Yes, no, for sure. Because I think, what do I have here? I don't remember what I have on this page. I should remember. Yeah, this one is just me on stage, obviously from a previous Lisa event.
Yeah.
And I have some different videos about me here. Different pictures of just me out and about, who I work with and what I do. So, I mean, by all means, have a look at what I've done. I wouldn't say one of the best about us pages that I've seen lately. Have you ever heard of a guy called Jeff Walker?
Yep. I know Jeff Walker's product launch formula.
Absolutely. But his about page, I just love how he's done his journey. So it's a little vintage. You know, when I started, I had 2 kids. This is what I did. I never forgot. Then I knew I was up to something, old computer. So it's taking you through a timeline.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. It's a little edgy with these colors. And now look at me now.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the best. And again, this is Jeff and all the things. Yeah. And I think that is a great, great about page.
Yeah.
And then he's down to like, this is what I do today. So nice. I think he's done whoever his graphic people were, I think that is a brilliant about page.
That is brilliant. I want to know how to copy that.
Totally. Yeah. I'll copy it into the chat here.
Cool.
I'm always looking at everybody else's stuff and saying, how could I do things better?
Well, I tried to model my first go at Squarespace. I just launched this page last week. I modeled it after Lisa's stuff. I figured, well, I'm trying to copy her. I might as well copy her.
Oh, 100%, man. Yeah. No, I think you did great. I think you did great. And I'm constantly in renditions of I've lost my video. I've got too many pictures overlaying my video, and I can't even see you right now.
I see you. That's important.
There we go. I totally lost it. Where is it? There we go. We're back. Yeah, now I'm always tweaking, and I've probably had 5 websites in 7 years. Obviously, it's our business. You know, it's what we do. We build 4 or 5 websites a month, and I don't even talk about that when I do social media bootcamp. I mean, that is my core business. We're a branding agency that build websites that work. But my passion is helping people tell their story, and social media has been my thing for like 10 years. I wasn't the earliest adopter, but fairly early for a lot of people. And that's the scar of mine, just never makes me forget, you know, the power of storytelling.
Oh, I imagine that's true.
Coming out of a hole and starting over, which I've had to do 3 times in my life.
I can imagine. I've also had my scars, so different than yours, but
yeah. But they're what I find that people attach onto, and then they went, "Wow, okay, like this guy could get me." So I'm all about authentic, but I'm also about vulnerable. I mean, I wrote a blog. I think I said the other day that I got fired from a job 15 years ago. I mean, it was the best thing that happened to me. But the stigma of being fired, it's changed now. But at the time, I was mortified. I'd done nothing wrong. They just let me go because I didn't fit the model. But even so, I mean, a whole corporate career of 22 years, and I'd never even had a disciplinary letter. So I went from hero to zero in a day, and I was out of my neck. And it's like cardboard box with my desk contents. It's like, how does this happen? But it was a universe's nudge to say, you shouldn't be in corporate, you know. You're unemployable. Jobs don't work for you anymore. They're good income, but they don't work. Go out and do what you do best. So
yeah. The time, like you, the time I felt most alive in my life was when I was being entrepreneurial at age 17 through age 19.
There you go, hey. So there's a blog. So every time you think about that, just write that down as a title of a blog. And even if you don't do anything with it, just think, there's a blog, there's a blog, there's a blog. And otherwise the moment will go. And then suddenly you've got 6 or 7 titles, and then come back and think, hey, I could write a blog about that. And well, we actually have a separate course just to write creating content. It's called Power Content. It's actually running at the same time as bootcamp. This was an extra bootcamp I don't normally do. But I did it just for Lisa because she really wanted me to. Oh, it's a shame. We were just in the throes of a partnership agreement that my course was going to be part of the Sassy curriculum. Don't share this, but and then it all went on hold, and it's like we were ready to sign contracts, and then she came back to me and said, "I haven't announced it yet. I'm telling you and Debbie before I tell anybody else. I'm closing it down." This was probably 7 months ago, and I know we were going to do this, and I was, as I say, my boot camp was going to be part of Sassy curriculum.
Yeah.
And I was going to be the very first certified training partner with Examada, which is her company.
Yeah. Excellent.
And we were all set that I was going to teach at retreats. I was going to teach at every boot camp. I was going to be on stage instead of Andrea Lee.
Right.
And didn't happen.
Yep.
But anyway, she said to me, "Let's do it. And I had to pay for it. I did. I mean, that's the other thing about Lisa. She has integrity, but she knows how to get money out of a room. So she said, why didn't you take, because Infusionsoft always had that spot, had for 4 years, that was always the Infusionsoft breakfast. And she said, "I'd love you to have the breakfast slot."
Nice.
So it was a lot of money, but totally worth it.
Yeah.
And it's the first time she's ever let a Sassy sponsor an hour. I mean, she gets these spotlights that you saw with other people and sponsors and stuff, but first time she's ever let somebody have an hour on stage from her mastermind.
Wow.
So it was pretty rad.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Gosh.
So what's up for me as you're talking about blogs, I'm so glad that you did it. I totally enjoyed that breakfast. I, of course, had no context. And the immediate thought was, oh, I want to be, like, before I knew she was shutting everything down, like, I want to do that. I want to be that guy.
I did too. I joined 4 years ago in Tampa, Florida, actually.
Yeah.
We watched, the success panel where they have the 5 people on the stage. I said to Debbie, I said, if I join this, I'm going to be on the next one of those. So we joined in the November. The next one was the May. And I was on the success panel.
Wow.
You like me. You see something and you get it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what came up for me is you were talking about blogs and blog titles. I'm a great writer. And what's interesting to me is something that you spoke to around people just aren't reading that much anymore. So even though I feel like I'm very good at writing and can be engaging with writing, I'm wondering about vlog versus blog.
Well, you actually want both. I'll tell you why. I mean, the vlog is perfect for YouTube. If you keyword it and title it properly, it's great for Google SEO because of that.
Yeah. But
at the same time, Google does not index video.
Okay.
So Google only index word, although it has speech recognition software. It doesn't use it.
I think we should say Google does not index video yet.
Well, video speech. Let's just say. I mean, it'll definitely index video because of the title of the video.
Okay.
So it's always looking for an answer to somebody's question. So that's why you need both. But in terms of consumption, give them the choice. But you do need the written word for the website indexing to get you found. And the thing is with Squarespace, once you've built it, or Google, whatever kind of WordPress site you build, once you've built it, you might tweak an odd word here or change a picture, but it's done. Yeah. The About page, the Programs page, they're done. Whereas a blog constantly brings fresh content. That means every time you're re-indexed 3 to 5 weeks in a row, where Google's search engine comes around in an orbit, it's new content, new content. Whereas 2 indexes with no new content and it's moved on to the next best thing.
Okay.
And it's the blogs that are much more shareable. It's the blogs that turn into LinkedIn articles. It's the blogs that, and the other thing you could do in the meantime is what they call long form Facebook posts.
Yeah.
You see some of these Facebook posts that just go on and on and on and say, holy crap. But certain people read them and they actually get very good engagement. So long form is not a bad thing either. And I'm a writer, but I'm not a typer. I never learned to type as a kid. It was a travesty. When I went to high school, we did metalwork and woodwork. Girls did secretarial typing. Totally co-ed. So I never learned. So I'm now, even at my age, I never learned. But I can talk. And now with speech recognition, it's so good. So I've given up even trying to type. It's so frustrating for me.
That's cool. I usually have to, Google's tool is not super good yet. I have to go back and edit everything. But
you do. But I there's a couple of apps I use, and the new speech app on the iPhone watch,
Yeah.
probably one of the best ones I've found.
Okay.
It's really good. If you speak a little slower, and I use another one on my phone called Temi, Temi.
Okay.
And a 3-minute conversation is like 60 cents. And it comes back to you within a few minutes in a Word doc. It's all automated, but it's really good.
Okay.
And again, just speaks, if there's background noise, it doesn't work well. But if you can speak quietly and clearly, slowly and clearly, not quietly, it's very, very good.
So how do you integrate blog and vlog together?
So what I typically do, so I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Where am I? So I'll give you a natural progression of what I did. So this is, okay, I didn't do that. So on my YouTube channel, what I did, bear with me a sec.
So is that a landing page for a YouTube channel?
No, this is, it might look like, this is just that, that was where I was before. So this is a blog I wrote last Sunday. So what I originally did with this was, I did a YouTube video. So, so I did a video on my phone. I didn't do a Facebook Live. I just did a video into my phone that I recorded. And I uploaded that video into YouTube as an unlisted video. I may publish it. Let me just show you how to go to my library. So I did, wait a second here. I make a lot of video. Like
yeah.
Every, this is, what day did it? No, the 15th. Okay, I know what I did. It's unlisted, so it won't show. Where is it? I don't even know where it is now. Anyway, I made a video. I put it on YouTube. And then I sent that YouTube to a company called rev.com, rev.com, on the Sunday night. By the Monday morning, I got a full Word doc back. And then what I did was I took the Word doc and I copy and pasted it into my blog. Then I obviously created what they call H2 tags, which is some subheadings. I blocked it all out to make it very readable. I added a couple of pictures, and literally the transcription from my video became the blog, because I knew if I sat and typed it would never happen.
Right.
And then I had one of my team just go through it to take out some of the ums and ahs and yeahs and whatever. And then we published it. I think we published it on either Wednesday or Thursday. And then this is going to be next week's newsletter. And it all just started from a 3.5-minute video on my phone using my selfie stick.
Yeah.
And it turned into this blog already. Now I do have the video. It's not, I can't actually see it because it's
this is your YouTube channel. This is your landing page.
This is my actual YouTube channel itself. Yeah. So same sort of picture, but this is where someone who would find me on YouTube would find me. And then
your YouTube channel is eponymous, meaning it's named after yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So if you
go to my website, is that a recommendation, or do you typically, because I'm
all about branding and sort of being found in any way, shape, or form for the same name.
Right. So my name has a bit of cachet because it's unique, and actually my website has both domains. It has my name, as well as the consciouslife.design. So I did that on purpose. But is your recommendation that YouTube you make associated with your name, with your brand, sort of secondary?
Yeah, and I'll give you an idea. I mean, I have a good friend who's way further down the road than me when it comes to being a professional speaker in terms of how long he's been doing it. His name is Daryl Keyser. He has an agency just like mine in Toronto. But when you Google Daryl, there's his picture. Because he's published a book now, he gets a Google authorship box, which I haven't got because I haven't published yet. And his book coming up, and he's running an ad for his book. But these videos are actually coming up in Google search, which is pretty darn cool. And then obviously all these other pieces that come with it, but probably he's got so many backlinks, but probably his YouTube channel will come up as part of his links. So if I go to his website, super great guy. And his new website has just come up, but I'm just wondering if he has all those social media links. He doesn't actually. Interesting. But he'd have some links to his YouTube channel or something. No, he doesn't. Interesting. I would have done, but yeah, no, that's typically where I would go with that. Oh,
it's funny. I'm looking at that and I'm getting weepy. Isn't that interesting?
He's a great guy. He has 4 kids, quite a bit younger than me. He got laid off from a job 10 years ago. He was in IT, and he went, "Oh crap, what am I going to do?" And he went, "I know IT. Maybe I'll build websites just because I could learn that." Now he has like 10 full-time staff. He does over $2 million a year in sales, and I think he spoke 50 times last year, 50. And he typically makes at least $5,000 a gig. So there's a nice $250,000 coming in. Plus,
so he's the keynote. He takes 5,000 for a keynote talk.
Yeah, I didn't go that route at all. He's a salesman in a way, but he's not
Lisa's model of I'm going to speak and then you're going to buy something.
No. So for me, I could get a $5,000 keynote, maybe a $10,000 keynote probably now. But you know, so what? Whereas I can pay to be on somebody's stage or turn up free to speak on somebody's stage and then sell back at the room 4 or 5 times that. I mean, sure, there's joint ventures and the host gets a cut and stuff, but I think that's a much better model, which is why I joined Lisa's model. I'd done Toastmasters. I was an accomplished speaker, but I wasn't making any money out of it. And I didn't want to sell myself and sort of haul myself to the NSA and say, I'm one of 12,000 people that some agency should hire.
Yeah.
I want to cut my own trail.
Yeah.
And it started with my next story, and it continues to, it keeps coming up because it's still real. And everybody identifies with it.
It's very much a part of you have been molded in the crucible of your pain.
Yes. Oh, I like that. That's a good one. There's a blog title right there. Have you been molded by the crucible of your pain? I love that.
Yeah.
It's great prose.
Well, I love that you've spent an extraordinary amount of time with me. I have.
Oh, gosh, yeah. You've probably got things to do.
I have given a promise to a friend that I'm going to go help him do some hard grunt work, stripping roofs and all that sort of stuff.
Another workout.
Yeah, another workout today. He's actually a mentor of mine and got me involved in something called the Mankind Project. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's all basically about this idea of men learning in this present time how to be better men with more integrity.
Like it.
So we have basically this relationship that's mentor relationship. And
great. Yeah, and I'm taking my wife to the local farmer's market for veggies and flowers.
I love to do that.
Wow. I recorded this. We'll send you a copy of it if there's any nuggets that you want to pick back up on. But I just wanted to get to know you. So
thank you. I got some notes and give my best to Debbie. She's a gem too, and love you both and can't wait to learn. Tuesday. All right, you take care.
And Tuesday it was all about blogging. So Lindsay will be with me and you'll learn more.
I'm excited.
Okay, man. Take care. Have a good day.